forsake me. I'm loving angels instead.
And we're here today so that we can celebrate the life of Carol Ann Davies, a woman who was both loved and respected by all who ever knew her. The word unforgettable is a word often used by many to describe their loved one, but there cannot be any truer word spoken about the woman that we are here to celebrate today, because she is truly unforgettable. So whilst we are here today to say goodbye to Carol in a physical sense, she will never be too far away from each of you, as she'll remain with you with the wonderful memories that you shared with her. But when death occurs, we become aware of the fragility of life, and we realise that death is the destiny of all living creatures. As human beings, we are part of the eternal world of nature, and this dynamic nature is characterised by change. Every living thing is transformed through a process of birth, growth, and death. Birth and death are the bookends of our life, and life and death are different, but essential aspects of the same creative process. And yet, when we lose somebody who we love, nothing can prevent the sorrow, which is a natural reaction to the death of a loved one. When we are emotionally involved in the lives of others, we will naturally grieve at our loss. But in the words of Earl Groman, grief is not a disorder, a disease, or a sign of weakness. It is an emotional, physical, and spiritual necessity. It's the price that we must pay for love. The only cure for grief is to grieve. Now, the ceremony that those closest to Carol wish it to be is a joyous occasion, even though they appreciate there may be many tears as well. A service to commemorate everything she was, but also everything she will always be. During today's service, we'll listen to music which is meaningful to Carol and her family. We'll read poems chosen by her family or reflect her life, and we shall reflect upon her life later in the service through a wonderfully written eulogy by Warren. But ultimately, our main aim today is to celebrate her life together. Now, I'm aware that to some of you, my use of the word celebrate may seem incongruous for me to use on a day such as today. However, I have no doubt whatsoever that Carol's life must be celebrated today. She met, she fell in love, and she married Colin, becoming each other's best friend, confidant and soulmate for over 57 years. Now this, in isolation, is why we must celebrate her life today. She was a loving, supportive mum to both Warren and Sharon, while saving plenty of love to her grandchildren, George, Mia, Oliver and Sophie. Yet more reasons for us to celebrate her life today. But she was also a close relative or friend to all of you. So perhaps we shouldn't only just celebrate her life, but maybe also be thankful that you're able to spend many years together, creating memories that will last your lifetime. And finally, I think that you all knew Carol well enough to know that she would not want any of you to be sad or morose during today's service. So if we can, let's try to remain strong and enjoy reminiscing about her life together. I'd like to read the opening poem called Afterglow, written by Helen Lowry Marshall. At the heart of Afterglow is a powerful message of celebration. The poem invites you to shift your focus from grief to the positive memories that you shared with Carol, rather than lingering on her loss. The poem also encourages you to reflect on the joy, laughter and love that defined Carol's life. I'd like the memory of me to be a happy one. I'd like to leave an afterglow of smiles when life is done. I'd like to leave an echo whispering softly down the ways of happy times and laughing times and bright and sunny days. I'd like the tears of those who grieve to dry before the sun, of happy memories that I leave when life is done. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're able to stand, would you please do so and join us to sing the hymn, All Things Bright and Beautiful.
Each is of God.
I'm delighted at this point to invite our son Warren to come up to read some fantastic words he's written.
Before I begin, I'd like to thank you all for being here today. It means a great deal to us. We know that some of you have travelled a long way, even from Australia. And we are very grateful that you made the journey to here to be with us. Mum was born in Manor Park, East London on the 9th of October 1946. She was the daughter of William and Louisa Marsh, known to everyone as Bill and Lou. Mum also had an older brother, Alan, 8 years her senior, who went on to serve his national service in Northern Ireland. Alan passed away in 1982, just 6 months after the loss of their mum, Lou. A difficult chapter in my mum's life that she carried quietly. Mum was many things: a loving partner to my dad, a sister to my Auntie Maureen, a nanny to George, Mia, Ollie and Sophie, and a friend to so many people. To my sister and I, simply Mum. And while it's impossible to capture a whole life in a few minutes, I hope I can share something of who she was and why she mattered so deeply to all of us. We are here to remember and celebrate the life of Carol Ann Davies. Mum's early years were shaped by the streets and schools of East London. She started at Dursingham Avenue Infant School, and it was there at just 3.5 years old that she met Josie, who would become one of her best friends for life. Mum went on to attend Cornwall Junior School, Essex Road School, and later Rectory Manor for her senior years. That friendship lasted a lifetime, and it means so much to us that Josie is here with us today. Mum left school at just 15 and went straight into work. Her first role was as a comptometer operator for Barclays Bank, followed by a move into furniture sales. At the time, it probably seemed just like another job. But little did Mum know those early years and those selling skills were quietly preparing her for something much bigger later in life. Mum met my dad at the Blue Boar pub in East London in 1963, when Mum was just 17. And that was the start of a lifetime together. A few years later, when Mum was 22, Dad decided it was time to propose. But as with many of their stories, the lead-up didn't quite go to plan. 3 weeks before the engagement, Dad took Mum to Cornwall for a week. Sun, fun, and romance, also Mum thought. On the very day they got back, Dad casually announced that he was heading off again, this time on a lad's holiday for 2 weeks to Benidorm. Well, you can probably imagine how that went down. Dad bravely, or foolishly, still went. Mum's response was calm, sharp, and perfectly delivered. Mum told him, "You go away and have a really good time, because while you're away, I too am going to have a really good time." Well, whatever Dad imagined during those 2 weeks clearly focused his mind. Because the very next day he returned, he proposed to Mum on one knee in their lounge room at Gainsborough Road at my nan and granddad's house. They married in 1968, and from that moment on, they were a team. A partnership built on love, laughter, and Mum's very clear ability to keep Dad on his toes. In 1972, when Mum was just 26, she and Dad made a life-changing decision. They packed everything they knew and moved to Australia under the £10 POM scheme. When I asked them why, the answer was simple and very Mum. Sharon and I were always picking up coughs and colds in the UK, but whenever we spent time somewhere warm, we were suddenly fine. Mum wanted her children to be healthy, so she did what she always did. She acted. The decision tells you everything about the kind of woman Mum was. She wasn't daunted by the unknown, and she didn't shy away from a challenge. she moved to the other side of the world with 2 toddlers, no jobs waiting, no house to go to, and no family around her. What they did have was each other, absolute trust, and a shared sense of adventure that told them they'd find a way through whatever came next. Australia became home for the next 13 years. Mum and Dad landed in Sydney, spent around 3 months finding their feet, then went on holiday to Adelaide. And in true mum fashion, that started as a holiday, ended up with them putting a deposit down on a house. It wasn't until they were on the flight back to Sydney that Dad turned to Mum and said, "We've gone and done it. We've just bought a house." With life settling, Mum turned to focus to work. The need to earn money was real. Dad floated the idea of opening a pizza restaurant, but Mum shut that down immediately. When asked why, her answer was blunt and practical: "You won't make much money selling pizzas." Instead, they opened up their own business selling insulation, keeping houses cool in summer and warm in winter. Mum became the driving force behind the business. This is where those early sales skills came roaring back. Mum door-knocked neighbourhoods, canvassed shopping centres, and filled Dad's diary with appointments. One evening stands out. Dad had already failed to close his 2 previous appointments. Mum drove him to the next house, watched him get out the car, locked the doors behind him, and told him he wasn't getting back in without a signed order. No lift home, no dinner. Dad got the deal done. That was Mum, determined, fearless, and utterly convinced he could do it. Their business, GTI, Goldtemp Industries, was one of the largest companies of its kind in South Australia, winning Australian Design Awards and even had its showroom opened by the South Australian Prime Minister. Behind it all was Mum, quietly pushing, believing, and making things happen. My mum's spontaneity had a habit of rubbing off on Dad. One day he headed out to buy a bag of oranges and he came back with a boat. Not just any boat either. In my dad's eyes, it was a floating piece of marvel engineering. In my mum's words, it was a death trap on water. I'll spare you the full story of their first adventure on the water, but it's fair to say it cured my mum of any desire to go fishing on the seas again. From that point on, Mum found a role that suited her far better. While the rest of us were out in the seas, Mum became the chef. Every fishing trip ended the same way, with Mum calmly waiting for our return to prepare the squid, crab and whiting we had caught, turning whatever we'd caught into a proper family feast, usually shared with friends. It was classic Mum. Even when she stepped away from the adventure, she was still at the heart of it, bringing everyone together around the table. As Mum and Dad's business grew, so did Mum's appetite for new experiences. She wanted to see the world and made sure we did, travelling widely as a family and driving across Australian states while living in Melbourne and Sydney. One journey captures her perfectly: a 2-day, 1,400 kilometre drive from Adelaide to Sydney. Long, empty stretches, dodging kangaroos at dawn and dusk, road trains thundering past, and relentless heat. Even now, I'm not sure how Mum did it, but she did. Because of her, the experience was always worth it. Mum moved houses 7 times in Oz, and every move came with a story. The final one was when we moved to the Adelaide Hills in Skye, and I'm fairly certain Dad paid well over the asking price purely because of what Mum said to the estate agent. I'll leave Dad to tell that one himself a little later over a drink in Jackson's. Mum was always there for Sharon and me. She supported Sharon through her horse riding and stood firmly behind me with Aussie Rules football. Whatever we chose to do, Mum was present, encouraging, quietly proud, never missing a chance to show her support. In 1985, the time felt right to return to England. Mum and Dad bought return tickets, fully expecting that Australia would still be home. But the moment they were back, something changed. Being close to family and friends again stirred feelings that had quietly kept at bay for years. The pull of home was stronger than I expected, and in the end, Mum made the decision to stay. They settled in Upminster, Cranham, the place my dad still calls home today. Mum did what she had always done. She got on with it. She went back to what she knew best and took a job selling sunglasses at Davies, where she quickly became the top salesperson on the floor. That came as no surprise to anyone who knew her. When Dad later went into partnership with my Uncle Reg, selling and servicing photocopiers and fax machines, Mum once again stepped in. She handled appointment setting, helped keep the accounts in order, and quietly became the backbone of the business, as she so often did. Beyond work, Mum gave her time to others. She was an active member of Inner Wheel, an offshoot of Rotary, and later joined Probus in Upminster. Community mattered to her, and wherever Mum settled, she made sure she belonged. One of the things Mum loved most was travelling, especially cruising the seas. And with Dad's love of technology, those adventures didn't just stay in photo albums. He captured their travels and shared them on YouTube, turning them into celebrities of the sea. My mum's part in the video was to always answering the question that my dad asked. Where are we, Carol? Mum also had a soft spot for the slot machines. She loved the anticipation, the noise, and the hope that the next spin might be the lucky one. Whether it was just a big win or just the fun of the moment, she enjoyed every second. That love of holidays, fun, and making memories has influenced so many of us, and it's something we'll always carry with us. In 1997, Mum stepped in to help during the early days of my business, Eulogy. She answered the phones, chased client payments, and before long earned herself the nickname the Rottweiler. Seeing so many of Mum's former colleagues here means a great deal to us. Talking of nicknames, my dad also had Carol! And when it was time to leave anywhere, it changed to, come on Anna. Con Stacey nicknamed her Radar. Oh, I wonder why that was. To the family, Mum was our constant, our safe place. Mum taught us more through her actions than her words. She showed us what it means to be strong without being hard, to care deeply without expecting anything in return, and to keep going even when life was difficult. Mum's greatest battle was with dementia, a cruel illness that gradually took away her ability to speak, to walk, to swallow, and to manage the everyday things we so often take for granted. Through it all, Mum showed quiet resilience, and Dad was there without wavering, supporting her every step of the way, with love, patience, and devotion. Losing her leaves a space that can't be filled, but what Mum gave us doesn't disappear. It lives on in the values she passed down, in the stories we'll keep telling, and in the way she shaped the people we are today. So while today is filled with sadness, but is also filled with gratitude for the time we had, for the love she gave so freely, and for a life that touched so many others. Mum, thank you for everything you were, for everything you gave, and for the love that will stay with us always. Okay, so now, read out a poem. I know many of you know that I'm tone deaf, so this is probably the hardest bit for me. And Mum kept a garden of the heart. She planted all the good things that gave our life its start. She turned us to the sunshine and encouraged us to dream, fostering and nurturing the seeds of self-esteem. And when the winds and rains came, she protected us enough, but not too much. She knew we'd need to stand up strong and tough. Her constant good example always taught us right from wrong. Markers for our pathway to last our whole life long. We are our mum's garden, we are her legacy, and as such, we hope today she feels the love reflected back from us.
Now, I know I owe you an apology because I've come up with this stupid grin. And if those people looking up here, they probably saw me smiling all the way throughout. I'm so proud of what you've just done, so I can only imagine what your family are thinking. Well done. Well done. Now, today is a day for us to share memories. Today will be remembered for many reasons, but I hope it will be remembered by you all today, which you share some time with each other in order for you to pay your last respects and say both a sad but also a fond farewell to a wonderful lady, Carol, a lady you're also very, very privileged to have known. And we're going to listen to Carol's favourite song, George Ezra classic, Green Green Grass. Now, whilst we're listening to this song, we'll be able to look at photographs of Carol on the screens above. So please take this opportunity to reflect upon your own memories you have of her. And if those memories or photographs make you smile, don't be ashamed to do so nor suppress them, because there can be no truer tribute to Carol than you smiling because of Carol.
But she moves like lightning, and she counts to 3. Then she turns out all the lights and says she's coming for me. Now put your hands up, this is a heist. And there's no one in here living gonna make it out alive. Load it up when the sun comes down, getaway car for 2 young lovers. Me and the girl straight out of town, over the hills and undercover, undercover, undercover. She said, green, green grass, blue, blue sky. You better throw a party on the day that I die. Green, green grass, blue, blue sky. You better throw a party on the day that I die. We go together, Emily. The girl is so much more than just another apple thief. Yeah, she's a genius. Watch and learn. Now she sets the world on fire just to watch the sucker burn. Load it up when the sun comes down. Getaway car for 2 young lovers. Me and the girl straight out of town, over the hills and undercover, undercover, undercover. She said, green, green grass, blue, blue sky. You better throw a party on the day that I die. Green, green grass, blue, blue sky. You better throw a party on the day that I die. Throw a party, throw a party, yeah. Throw a party on the day that I die. Throw a party, throw a party, yeah. Throw a party on the day that I die. Load it up when the sun comes down, getaway car for 2 young lovers. Me and the girl straight out of town, over the hills and undercover, undercover, undercover. She said, green, green grass, blue, blue sky. You better throw a party on the day that I die. Green, green grass, blue, blue sky. You better throw a party on the day that I die. Green, green grass, blue, blue sky. You better throw a party on the day that I die. Green, green grass, blue, blue sky. You better throw a party on the day that I die.
Certainly the younger ones won't remember this song, but I was looking at the photographs of Carol, and every time I looked at her, she made me smile because she was smiling. The song was, when you're smiling, the whole world smiles with you. And it just made me smile every time I looked at a photograph of her. I'd like now to invite George and Oliver to come up to read something for their nan.
Our Nan was many things. She was strong, she was kind, sociable, approachable, a famous YouTuber, but to us, she was our Nan. She had a natural way of making people feel welcome and included, whether they were family, friends, or complete strangers. She turned ordinary moments into memories and reminded us how important it is to find the joy in the everyday. I can honestly say she had lived her life to the fullest, laughed often, loved deeply, and even when life was hard, she showed us resilience and how to keep going, always finding happiness in the small things. She loved to socialise and could strike up a conversation with anyone and everyone. Wherever she went, she made people feel at ease and always left them smiling. She would never say it out loud. I think she secretly enjoyed making her YouTube videos with Grandad. A part of her quietly loved being stopped at the cruise ships, being asked, "Are you Colin and Carol?" And there's no doubt they both enjoyed the free drinks and the warmth they received from their loyal fans. Nan loved to dance, and if there was music playing, she was the first one on the dance floor. Even when watching shows on her cruise ship, she would often find her having a little boogie in her seat. She was a wonderful Nan who cared deeply for her grandchildren and was incredibly proud of us. Her home filled with photos of her grandchildren just showed us how much we meant to her. Sorry, everyone. Nan showed us how to live with warmth and humour, or openness. She'll be deeply missed, but her love and spirit will continue to live on through us and stay with us always. Thank you.
Nan was someone that truly lived. She had a love for travel and adventure, always curious about the world and excited by what was next. Wherever she went, she carried her zest for life and always came back with stories to tell. She loved to laugh, to talk, and to be surrounded by people. Conversations with her were never rushed, never dull, and often full of humour. A great example that has stuck with me was when I split with my first girlfriend. She said, "Why have a book when you can have the library?" Laughter followed her easily. Nan was also glamorous, always taking pride in how she looked and how she presented herself. She carried herself with confidence and elegance, but more than that, she was beautiful in the way that she lived, with warmth, energy, and a true love for life. She leaves behind not just memories, but inspiration to be curious, to enjoy ourselves, to laugh often, and to live fully. If we turn out anything like Nan, we know we've done something right. Today we don't say goodbye, but we say thank you. You'll always be our Nan, and you'll always be with us. We love you.
And again, I think through those two wonderful tributes to their Nan, it just showed what a wonderful family that Carol has created alongside Colin. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are able to stand, would you please do so for the Lord's Prayer and words of committal. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power and the glory, for ever and ever. Amen. We ask for the courage and strength to accept our relationship with Carol has changed from one of physical presence to one of memory, taking comfort that the love we feel for her is not diminished in death, rather it is further strengthened with the legacy of love she's left us. Her influence will live on through you all, and her light will continue to shine brightly in the generations that follow. Carol, you've left your handprints on our hearts, and your footprints have left an indelible impression on the sands of time. Throughout your lifetime, it's been a privilege to have known and to have loved you. You brought sunshine and happiness into our lives, and you gave us the precious gifts of love and friendship, gifts we will forever treasure. You embraced life and all it had to offer, and you have inspired others by your example to follow their dreams and always believe in themselves. For all this we thank you. With appreciation and gratitude for your life, we will later commit your body to be cremated and allow your spirit to enter into the freedom, the garden of eternal peace, and into the safekeeping of family and friends who await your arrival. Fly high, shine bright, until we all meet again. Thank you. Thank you, Susan. I'd like to thank all of you for coming together today to say goodbye to Carol, but also for allowing me to lead this service on behalf of your beautiful family. Now, always remember the love you share with them will never leave you, because love never dies. But sometimes when we feel sad, love can seem so much harder to find. But if you go to those places where you know love and memories were shared, this will unlock your heart and allow your love to be fully felt again. Carol will be in the rain that falls from the skies, in the rays of the sun that warm you, in the moonbeams that light your night. But most importantly, she will remain forever in your hearts. And the final piece of music chosen by Carol's family is Over the Rainbow by Eva Cassidy. At the conclusion of today's service, you're welcome to join Carol's family at Jackson's Cranham Golf Club for refreshments. Now, before we leave, I'd like to end the service reading a poem, asking all of you to believe that despite Carol no longer being with you in a physical sense, she will always be nearby. And it's called Look for Me in Rainbows. Time for me to go now. I won't say goodbye. Look for me in rainbows way up in the sky. In the morning sunrise when all the world is new, just look for me and love me as you know I loved you. Time for me to leave you. I won't say goodbye. Look for me in rainbows high up in the sky. In the evening sunset when all the world is through, just look for me and love me and I'll be close to you. It won't be forever, the day will come and then my loving arms will hold you when we meet again. Time for us to part now. We won't say goodbye. Look for me in rainbows shining in the sky. Every waking moment and all your whole life through, just look for me and love me as you know I loved you. Just wish me to be near you and I'll be there with you.
That I heard of once in a life, somewhere over the rainbow skies are blue. And wake up where the clouds are far behind me. Where troubles melt like lemon drops and wake up where the clouds are far behind me. Where troubles melt like lemon drops, way above the chimney tops, that's where you'll find me somewhere over the rainbow. Skies are blue, and the dreams that you dare to dream really do come true. If happy little bluebirds fly above the rainbow, oh, I the rainbow up high in the land that I heard